Hello, and welcome to Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Daniel Pineda. We have a great program this week. We have our news stories, community bulletin board, and 55 plus news. But first, a social media reminder. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. Also on Facebook and WERA 96.7 FM. And now on to our first news story for this week. As of Friday morning, February 25th, reports show the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Arlington increased by 298 for the week, up to 40,047. The fact that the number of new cases is diminishing does not change the fact that, in spite of the common knowledge about masks and social distancing, another 298 Arlingtonians still got sick this week. We at Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News will continue to monitor the situation as the winter months continue. As for vaccinations, we examine Arlington County's vaccination tracker. According to that site, 196,600 Arlingtonians aged 5 and above have received at least one dose of the COVID vaccine. They show that figure as 86.7% of their estimated eligible population of 226,754 Arlingtonians. 30,154 Arlingtonians remain unvaccinated. Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine for 5 through 11-year-olds is still available at the following locations. Arlington Mill Community Center, that's located at 909 South Dinwiddie Street, and Walter Reed Community Center, that's located at 2909 16th Street South. Walk-ins for 5 through 11-year-olds are available Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 6:45 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 4:45 p.m. For more information, consult the Arlington County website. And now on to our next news story for this week. Arlington Public Libraries intend to once again be giving away at-home COVID-19 test kits, but they have run out, and their site has not been updated since January 7th. Since no one can get an at-home test kit from the library, Arlington County has 4 testing kiosks open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily. The kiosks are located in Virginia Highlands Park parking lot that's located at 1600 South Hay Street, the Arlington Mill Community Center parking lot at 909 South Dinwiddie Street, and the Courthouse Plaza parking lot at 2088 15th Street North. Another kiosk is opened at Marymount University. The Virginia Department of Health also has a list of testing locations. On February 24th, Nova Parks installed a new interpretive sign at the caboose by the W&OD Trail in Bluemont Park in Arlington. There was an unveiling ceremony on Saturday, February 19th, which featured appearances by County Board member Katie Crystal and Julius D. Spain, president of the Arlington chapter of the NAACP. The significance of the sign was its subject, the W&OD Railway and Jim Crow laws. In 1900, Virginia state legislature passed a law requiring separation of races in public spaces, including trains. The W&OD Railroad, which had been in operation since 1858, was compelled to comply with the law, which was nicknamed Jim Crow. The original Jim Crow was a minstrel show character who was an exaggerated, clownish parody of a black man. There was even a popular song of the time called Jump Jim Crow. Whatever comic effect the portrayal might have had with certain audiences, the end result was tragically unfunny. The Jim Crow laws perpetrated discrimination against non-white Americans until 1964, when the Federal Civil Rights Act struck them down. At the unveiling, Julius Spain said, "Knowing our past is important to understanding the present. Injustice and inequity were built into the law and part of everyday life not that long ago." The Arlington chapter of the NAACP is pleased to partner with Nova Parks to tell the story of how segregation was part of the rail service that is now the most important trail in Arlington. The new sign contains additional information and can be viewed alongside the trail near Wilson Boulevard. And now on to our last news story for this week. On February 23rd, a group of Washington Liberty High School students gave their peers more than 100 copies of 2 books. The first book, Beloved, is a novel written by Toni Morrison. It is about a black family during the Reconstruction era, and it won a Pulitzer Prize in 1988. The second book, Mouse, is a graphic novel by Art Spiegelman. It is about the Holocaust and the life of Mr. Spiegelman's father during World War II. It also won a Pulitzer Prize in 1992. Opponents of the 2 books have described the content as being explicit, which was cited by some parents and politicians seeking their removal from the public schools curriculum of schools. The Virginia State Senate recently passed a bill which will require teachers to label classroom materials that are considered to have sexually explicit content. For example, Mouse was described as containing what was called inappropriate language and an illustration of a nude woman. The new law also requires teachers to notify parents if they are going to teach the materials, and allows parents to opt their children out of these lessons and request alternative materials. Some high school students in Arlington organized the distribution in response to that they described as backdoor censorship. It began in Quincy Park near W&L. According to W&L freshman and giveaway organizer Aaron Zevin Lopez. Great thinkers and proud Virginians like Thomas Jefferson, Maggie Walker, James Madison, George Mason, and Oliver Hill, men and women who understood the importance of education and the value of studying difficult and divisive ideas, are rolling over in their graves. Kids at my school understood that the governor was attempting to limit reading rights within schools. So we thought that handing out the books beforehand could be a great way to spread the message of resistance and making sure the youth understands our past, both good and bad. A Gen Z political advocacy group called Voters of Tomorrow is providing financial support for the giveaway. Well, that does it for the news for this week. Now on to our community bulletin board stories.
Hi, and welcome to CBB. Our first CBB event is for adults aged 18 and up. It's another installment of Make or Take. This one's called Woven Coasters. Here's their pitch. Make a craft with us in the library or take the supplies to make it home. We will provide materials and instructions. If you think you'll want some craft support or guidance, please register. since space is limited for in-person crafting. For those taking the craft home, bags will be available to pick up on the day of the craft. This is for adults 18 and up, and it's free. Registration is required for in-person crafting. For those who want to stay and make the craft, we're limited to 12 people. However, we have plenty of additional kits available to take, so please stop by and pick one up. For COVID safety, all attendees aged 2 and older, regardless of vaccination status, will be required to wear a mask while inside all library facilities. You can call 703-228-6300 or email rcompton, that's RCOMPTON, at arlingtonva.us. That's on Wednesday, March 9th, from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. in the loft at Cherrydale Branch Library, 2190 North Military Road. Next up, free 21 tax preparation assistance is still being offered through the Arlington County Public Library. You can get a certified tax counselor to prepare your return for free. It's being presented in partnership with AARP for people with limited income. Just remember to bring tax returns from the last 2 years, any correspondence you got from the IRS or the other taxing authorities, Social Security cards or other official documentation to show the taxpayer ID numbers for each individual on your return, a government-issued photo ID for each taxpayer, checking or savings account information if you want to direct deposit a refund or direct debit any amount due, the identity protection PIN for each individual if applicable, and other official forms including W-2s, 1099s, and for a business, a summary list of all the income and expenses. Also information about any other income in any form, including cash. Then there's the IRS letter 6475, if you have one, and the IRS letter 6419, if you have one of those. Finally, any records of federal, state, or local income tax paid, if not shown on the income documents. Oh, don't forget records showing possible deductions, health insurance, and credits. The service is available by appointment only at Columbia Pike Branch Library through April 15th. The available dates and times are Tuesdays from 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock p.m., Wednesdays from 11 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m., Fridays from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m., and Saturdays and Sundays from 10 o'clock a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. You can get more information and make an appointment at novataxaid.org. Help is also available at other library locations. Just check the Arlington County Library website. Our next event is from the Escapism Book Club. This month's book is called The Fastest Way to Fall. Take an escape with a romance and get to know Denise Williams, the author of The Fastest Way to Fall. She'll join us for a Zoom discussion of her book. Here's the book description. Britta Colby works for a lifestyle website, and when asked to write about her experience with a hot new body positive fitness app that includes personal coaching, she knows it's a major opportunity to prove she should write for the site full-time. As the CEO of the FitMe fitness app, Wes Lawson finally has the financial security he grew up without. But despite his success, his foundering love life and complicated family situation leaves him feeling isolated and unfulfilled. He decides to get back to what he loves, coaching. Britta is his first new client, and they click immediately. As weeks pass, she's surprised at how much she enjoys experimenting with her exercise routine. He's surprised at how much he looks forward to talking with her every day. They convince themselves their attraction is harmless, but when they start working out in person, Wes and Britta find it increasingly challenging to deny their chemistry and maintain a professional distance. Wes isn't supposed to be training clients, much less meeting with them, and Britta's credibility will be sunk if the lifestyle site finds out she's practically dating the fitness coach she's reviewing. Walking away from each other is the smartest thing to do, but running side by side, feels like the start of something big. So that's the gist of the story. New members are always welcome. You don't have to read the book to join, but it is encouraged. Instructions to join the Zoom meeting will be emailed to all registrants. You can register online through the library website. Call 703-228-5946 for more information. That's on Wednesday, March 9th from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. Our next event is called Second Saturday Crafternoons. Each month, they will present a new, fun, hands-on art project. This program is for all ages. However, children must be accompanied by a registered adult. You can drop in any time between 1:30 and 3:30 p.m. In March, they'll celebrate spring with Georgia O'Keeffe poppy flowers. Register online through the Parks and Recreation website. That's on Saturday, March 12th from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. at Arlington Community Center, 3308 South Stafford Street. This is a drop-in event. Our next event is for adults, teens, and families with kids aged 8 and up. Do you want to restore habitat and increase species diversity right here in Arlington? Work parties are held every month. They are making a real difference with the return of ferns and wildflowers and the animals that depend on them in areas once covered in destructive invasive plants. You can help make it happen. Meet at the tennis courts at the end of Dickerson Street. The site leader is Gary Shinners. For information, call 703-228-3403. You can register online through the Parks and Recreation website. That's on Sunday, March 13th from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock p.m. at Jamestown Park, 3618 North Dickerson Street. Our final CBB event is for some of the youngest members of our community. It's called Kiddo Bingo, and it's for children ages 2 to 5. Grab your preschoolers and join in for the Kiddo Bingo program. This beloved game is a fun way to help children learn their ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, colors, animals, foods, clothing. In short, this program is designed to turn vocabulary building into an exciting game. Because who doesn't know that children love to play games? Registration is required. You must register for the total number of people who will be attending, including adults. For COVID-19 safety, all attendees age 2 and older, regardless of vaccination status, are required to wear a mask while inside all Arlington Public Library facilities. When visiting the library, the county visitor face covering policy from the Arlington County Government website is in effect. Call 703-228-5260 for more information. That's on Thursday, March 10th from 3 o'clock to 3:30 p.m. in the Longfellow Room at Westover Branch Library, 1644 North McKinley Road, Suite 3. Now it's time for 55 Plus News.
Howdy, and welcome to 55 Plus News. Our first event is called Ageless Grace. At first I thought it was about a lady who was born on February 29th, but it's actually a fun wellness program. It consists of simple exercises based on everyday movements which focus on the healthy longevity of the body and mind. There are also mind-body directions that allow the brain to consciously choose and direct the movement of the body. This class is designed to make you laugh, keep you engaged, and have fun. It's a course of 7 sessions costing a total of $35. You can register online at the Parks and Recreation website. The activity number is 913-500-01. It all starts on Wednesday, March 9th from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. at Langston Brown Center, 2121 North Culpeper Street. Next up is Hidden History. Author local historian and columnist Charlie Clark returns to talk about some little-known facts of Arlington history. He'll reference 3 of his books, Lost in Arlington, Arlington County Chronicles, and Hidden History of Arlington County. You can register to meet Mr. Clark in person at Aurora Hills, or you can watch a live broadcast from home. Your preference. Either way, he's a hoot. You can register online at the Parks and Recreation website. For that one, the activity number is 913-400-04. And that's on Wednesday, March 9th from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. at Aurora Hills Community Center, 735 18th Street South. Or you can go online for the virtual event. That activity number is 913-400-05. Next up is something called Eat the Rainbow. It's a chance to celebrate National Nutrition Month with a lesson on the benefits of eating fruits and vegetables of different colors. Representatives of the Virginia Cooperative Extension Master Food Volunteers will demonstrate a fun and colorful recipe to get you started. You can register online at the Parks and Recreation website. The activity number is 913-501-01, and that's on Thursday, March 10th from 11 o'clock a.m. to 12 o'clock noon. This is a virtual event. Our next event is for Women's History Month. It's going to be a tribute to some Arlington women who worked to make the county a better place. Kathy Hicks, president of the Arlington Historical Society, will tell their stories and especially highlight Elizabeth Campbell and Dorothy Ham, who fought to desegregate Arlington's schools. You can register online at the Parks and Recreation website. The activity number is 913-400-09. That's on Tuesday, March 15th from 11 o'clock a.m. to 12 o'clock noon at Lubber Run Community Center, 300 North Park Drive. Our next event is called Virginia Leads the Skyways. Virginia has one of the oldest and richest aviation legacies in the country. Starting with balloons in the Civil War, the Commonwealth has been at the forefront of aerospace innovation, particularly in the military field. Roger Connor, the author of Virginia Aviation, will highlight key milestones in Virginia's aviation history. You can register online at the Parks and Recreation website. The activity number is 913-400-19. That's on Thursday, March 10th from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. And this is a virtual event. Finally, we got an event called Plantin' with Pete. That's not about a kind of dirt, it's a guy's name. See, it's a new group led by expert gardener Peter Jones. See what they did there? He will cover tasks to be done in the garden each month, followed by an educational discussion of a monthly topic and specific gardening questions and answers. For March, it's all about growing orchids all year round. You can register online at the Parks and Recreation website. The activity number is 913-401-01. That's on Monday, March 14th from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. This is a virtual event. Anyway, that's all I got for 55 Plus News.
And that concludes this week's show. We will be back next week with more news from Arlington. Meanwhile, be careful, be safe, and be well.
Everybody, we're Two Blue Band. Alan Harbert on guitar, Andy on harp, saxes, and vocals. Mary on bass. We're going to start with a song that Andy and I wrote about. It's 55 DeSoto. It's about named after the grill, a wide chrome grin. Okay. 2, 3, 4.
She got an old school heavy and a dirty lane. Too damn heavy, she won't go too fast. Power flight dreader with the 373, a V8M for the world to see. She sips down the oil, but she does this again. The mile 57, DeSoto Venture, hard times, she stuck with me through thick and thin. Good times, bad times, you ain't gonna stop. Smoking down a white chrome grill. Two 4-barrel cars sit on a Pearl V8. 345 horses make my heart race. She's sitting there pretty in black, white, and gold. I fire up my baby, just don't ever get old. Cruising down the pike, way a Mopar fashion plate. She mile 57, DeSoto Venture, hard times. She stuck with me to thick and thin. Good time, bad time, she ain't gonna stop. Smoking down a white chrome grill. So keep your hybrid and your rising too. I'm a driving the car, make your dreams come true. So if the chrome starts to pit and I can't afford the gas, I just leave it parked in my memory pass. A 57 Hemi, turn a gray sky blue. She mile 57, DeSoto Venture, hard times. She stuck with me through thick and thin. Good times, bad times, she ain't gonna stop. Sporting out